Nobody really warned me about turning 60. Not my parents, not my teachers, not society. People warned me about wrinkles, they warned me about slowing down, they warned me about retirement. But nobody told me something surprising. Research across more than 70 countries shows that happiness often follows what scientists called a U shaped curve. It dips in midlife and then, quite unexpectedly, it rises again later in life, which means that for many people, life after 60 can actually become one of the most meaningful chapters of their life. Yet, strangely, they don't talk about that very much. Instead, aging is often framed as a slow decline. But the longer I live, the more I realize something important. Turning 60 is not the end of the story. Sometimes it is the moment when the real story begins. Today, I want to share a few things nobody really told me about turning 60. And I want to share 3 stories that help shape the way I see this stage of life. For many years, I worked in the media industry in South Africa as a marketing and subscriptions manager at MIMS, the medical publication, in a division of Arena Holdings, the publisher behind the well known newspapers like Sunday Times, Business Day, and Financial Mail. And don't forget SA Homeowner. It was a fascinating industry to work in. Media was changing rapidly. Print publications were moving into the digital world, and the whole landscape of journalism and publishing was evolving. I love many aspects of the work and the people I work with. But somewhere in the back of my mind, there was always a quiet thought. One day, I would like to build something of my own. About 6 months before my retirement, I gathered my family together, Peter, my sons, and Wynand's extended family. I shared an idea that had been growing in my mind for a long time. I said to them, I want to start a podcast about how people can stay alive, active, and mentally strong after 50. At that moment, it was just an idea. But the inspiration behind it came from my parents. My mother had retired and spent many years helping with our children. She was not someone who loved exercise. In fact, she avoided whenever possible. But one day she accidentally locked herself out of her house. And somehow, this woman, who claimed she didn't enjoy exercise at all, managed to climb over a 6-meter fence to get back inside. Remember, I think she was 66. It made me realize something important. Even when we grow older, our bodies and minds can still be incredibly capable. My father inspired me in another way. When he was 55 years old, he was retrenched from his job. For many people, that might have felt like the end of their working life. But my father did something totally different. He started again. He built a business doing estate work and continued working almost until the end of his life, only stopping about 3 months before he passed away. He showed me something powerful. Life does not stop at 50. Sometimes it begins again. Around that same time, my own life was also changing. I had always loved running. In fact, in 2013, and that is not to boast, I'm not a boasty person, I won the South African Championships for runners over 50 in the 21 kilometers. But not long afterwards, scoliosis made it difficult for me to continue running the way I used to. That was a disastrous and a difficult adjustment. For people who love movement, losing part of that identity can feel very painful. So I had to reinvent it again. I started walking. Oh, That was difficult. At first, I didn't enjoy it at all. Running had always been my passion, but slowly something unexpected happens. Walking became a rhythm. It became a space where I could think, reflect, and simply breathe. For a long time, I walked throughout our neighborhood. People began recognizing me because I was a fixture in the neighborhood. I was always out there moving. Eventually, because of safety concerns in the area, I decided to buy a treadmill. And to my surprise, I fell in love with it. Sometimes life changes our plans, but if we stay open and curious, we often discover something. When I first started Thrive, I had a very clear vision to inspire people over 50 to live actively, think positively, and stay healthy. But like many new ventures, growth takes very long. At one point, my son Wynand gave me some very honest feedback. He said, Mom, what you are presenting is a bit boring. People won't follow that. It wasn't easy to hear, but honestly, it is often the beginning of growth. So I started learning, adjusting, improving, because building something meaningful takes patience. My dream is simple. I want Thrive to inspire people all over the world to stay active, to stay curious, and stay hopeful, even into their 80s and 90s. Another person who has deeply influenced my understanding of resilience is my friend Zeti. Zeti did not have an easy childhood. Both of her parents struggled with alcohol, and from a young age, she found herself protecting her brothers and sisters. Even though she wasn't the oldest, she became the one who tried to keep the family together. Eventually, their children were placed in an orphanage. For many people, that kind of beginning could have broken their spirit, but not Zeti. Zeti became a fighter. As a young woman, she married a man who was much older than she was. Sadly, he passed away while her children were still small. Suddenly, she was raising her children largely on her own. To support a family, in addition to her full-time work, she began sewing and doing dressmaking. What started as a small way to bring in extra income slowly became something more. There were many hardships along the way. At one stage, she and her new husband lost a great deal of money through difficult circumstances. But Zeti simply kept going. Her sewing machine kept working. Her hands kept creating. And some way, she always managed to keep the pot cooking. Today, Zeti has built a successful dressmaking business, creating beautiful gowns for brides, mothers of the bride, bridesmaids, and matric farewell students. But what inspires me most is her heart. Despite everything she has been through, she still looks for ways to help people who are struggling. Her life reminds me that strength is often quiet. It is simply the decision made again and again to keep on going. There was a place in South Africa called the Cradle of the Humankind, one of the world's most important archaeological sites. One evening I stood there looking up at the stars. In that moment, something shifted inside me. When you stand in a place where human history stretches back millions of years, many of the small frustrations of everyday life began to look very different. It made me reflect on my own life and on my marriage. My husband and I have walked a long road together. Like many couples who have shared decades of life, we are very different people. My husband had a difficult life growing up. Life taught him early that he had to be strong. Sometimes that strength shows itself as Turners. Communication does not always come easily to him. But behind that strong exterior is someone with a deeply caring heart. Over the years, I've learned something important about people. Sometimes what looks like anger is pain that was never expressed. Standing under those ancient skies, I realized something important. If we want peace in our relationships, we need to learn to see beyond people's reactions to understand their humanity. That does not mean we accept behavior that hurts others, but it does mean we try to understand where people are coming from. Because every person carries a story we could not always see. And perhaps that is one of the gifts of growing older. Perspective. Research shows us that people grow older. Many experience greater emotional stability. We become less concerned about what others think. We focus more on what truly matters. Psychologists calls this emotional wisdom. It is one of the reasons happiness often increases later in life again. Let me ask you something. If you are over 50 or approaching 60, what is one thing you still dream of doing? Something life have postponed, something you once imagined, because the truth is, your story is not finished. It is just beginning. Nobody told me this about turning 60. Lives become clearer, relationships become deeper, and purpose becomes more important than perfection. If anything, turning 60 is not the end of the story. It's simply the beginning of a new chapter, and perhaps the most beautiful one. I would love to hear from you. If you are over 50, what is something nobody told you about aging? Your story might inspire someone else. Let's all keep on thriving. Thank you for listening.